Good afternoon, everybody. This is PreMarket Prep at the close. Spencer Israel, Joel Elconin, Mitch, Hotch. A lot going on today, Joel. There's a lot going on today. What are you seeing out there?
Oh boy, oh boy, I don't know where you want to start, but let's do a quick rundown of the S&Ps. I'm going to stick with the puzzler market theme here just for a little bit while longer until we either break out or break down. A little dip off the open, but went up to 38.1350, pulling back just a little bit. I predict we will not make a new all-time closing high today based on my calculations. Crude got near 54, now closer to 53, down 25 cents at 52.96. Gold and silver going opposite ways. Gold up 7.10 at 18.51.30. Silver down just about 4 cents at 25.40. Bitcoin having a good day, finding a home just a little bit more above 35,000 and below, up $1,540 at 36,040.
All right. I guess that was my cue. Sorry about that. Joel, let's talk about Intel here. Because you and I were just disagreeing as far as how to characterize the trading action in Intel today. So we caught this one at the end of our show. Of course, the executive shakeup in the executive suite, new CEO, stock popped on that, and then now it is very clearly off that pre-market high.
Can we do our first official launch bet?
Of the year? Sure.
Ever. I don't think we've ever done a launch bet.
It's possible. Okay.
I don't know when I'm going to see you
Maybe.
again, but I'll give you 62.30 or 62.30, and I'll take 52.30. Whatever trades first, the other person has the other person launch.
Where are we right now?
57.25. Whatever you do, whenever you decide, we'll timestamp it, and we'll be $5 up or $5 down. Because clearly, I'm just telling you what the street is saying. They bought it up so they could sell it. Okay, you never saw the pre-market high, right? You got over 60, big psychological level. That's where Triple D said he was going to sell, but he didn't. And the only reason you're holding like 57 right now is because you had a lot of algorithms and a lot of high-frequency traders just shorten the daylights out of this. And you know what? They don't want to take it home, so they're covering. That's the only reason. That is the absolutely only reason. Is this guy going to do one thing in one day to turn this beleaguered company around?
Well, didn't we just talk about this morning with Colby? Yeah.
He is.
I think that's the takeaway. No, I'll take that bet. Wait, I feel like we need to maybe qualify it a little bit. When does Intel report earnings? Because that could mess with the natural order of things.
Oh boy, you're starting to sound like Triple D here.
Well, let's just see. If they have a confirmed. I don't even know if it's confirmed yet. If they have a confirmed day, they do have a confirmed day. They're reporting. Okay, it's coming up. It's the 21st, so next week, right? Yeah.
The only way I'm wrong is if like they got something in the cooker, and they figured that they boot the new CEO, right? They already got something in the cooker, maybe with like Mobileye, and so they boot the new CEO. They get the price jump.
Okay. So
they come out with poor earnings, but they say, "Oh, we're doing something with EVs." That's what they got to do.
Okay. Wait, recap the numbers again, just so I'm sure.
62.35 versus 52.35.
And I'm getting 62.
Yes, 62.35.
Yeah, I'll take that bet. Sure, I'll take that bet.
Okay.
Launch bet. There we go.
It's a penny your way right now.
Somebody write that down because I'm gonna not here. I'll write it down right now. 62.35 to 52.35.
Yep.
Okay, I've written that down. There we go. All right, let's move on here and talk about something else. There's a lot going on today. Let's talk about GameStop.
Let's talk. But because AMD is now,
Sure.
because
Okay.
Intel
Sure.
got this new guy, AMD is now going out of business. Is
That's
basically what the street is
that's
saying.
the way it's trading, right?
Yep. Yep.
It doesn't make sense to me. What do I know?
Yep. Yep. And and another thing we should track is like what is let's call AMD 92 and let's call Intel 57. Write that down. Let's keep an eye on that spread because that spread has blown out and blown so many people out of the water. We'll see. That will be your indicator to see if that's coming in. You understand what I'm saying?
I'm sorry, repeat that. I was reading the chat.
Well, you should have been reading the chat when the Intel news came out today, and we wouldn't have been 2
I
minutes
did.
late.
That's how I found it.
We
The
missed
chat.
it. I want to apologize to our afternoon audience because they're so much well behaved, but we were definitely a minute or two behind that.
Okay, maybe. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Okay.
What were you saying?
Okay,
chat
let's
was
just
distracting
look
me.
where AMD was to start the year.
Sure.
Okay.
2 weeks ago.
No, let's go to 2019. 2019, AMD was at, let's call it 46.
Yeah. Okay.
Right?
I'll take your word for it.
No, I have the official numbers. And Intel was, oh man, this is going to be a really interesting spread. Intel was at 59. So what did I say?
Okay.
I said 59 minus 46, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So it was a positive 13 to Intel,
Sure.
right?
And since then it's probably positive.
No, it
What?
went negative.
No. I mean for AMD. I mean positive for AMD. So
Yeah. So it's a negative correlation.
So what's AMD at? AMD's
92.
at 91 right now.
Yeah. 92,
So, yeah.
and Intel's at 57. 67, 77, 87. So that's another 35. So that spread has moved $48. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So we'll keep an eye on that one.
Yeah.
If you were short AMD, yeah, that's a huge move. I mean, we'll see. I mean, I'll be keeping an eye on that. We'll talk. Triple D likes to trade the relationships, and he did mention, the way VMware, like does VMware, like they don't have anybody good to take over the company now that this guy's gone? Look at VMware.
Joe just making broad generalizations off of one day of trading.
Dell, I guess Dell. Oh, that's bad for Dell too. What else is there? I mean, this is what the market's saying. Maybe it's right. I'm just saying you have to look at the relationships, and this is what. Yep.
Look, I mean, maybe give it more than a day for this thing to shake out a little bit, because you also get, it's not just the news today; it's also people piling on the news, right? So
yes.
So maybe just give it a couple of days before we write off AMD completely here, right?
I'm not. I'm just looking at. Dennis talked about relationships, so everything that I say now in the show is going to be related to a relationship, and we saw it happen firsthand. Cisco, I don't know. Cisco is just a nothing muffin, anyways. I don't know what this does for Cisco. Maybe they should fire their CEO.
Okay. I'll raise my hand at the next investor meeting and suggest that. Let's move on to GameStop here. Tell me what's the relationship between GameStop and your blood pressure?
I'm long it.
Wait, no, you're not.
Yeah, I've said that several times.
You are?
Yes, it's on my sheet here.
Oh God! Wow.
My nephew picked this up.
Oh yeah. Okay, you mentioned that a few months ago.
Yeah,
last month. Okay.
And it's also a Lisa pick.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh.
So.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So no comment. Except
this is like an all-time short squeeze, because I think the short interest here is over 100%.
So it's over 100. Could you please explain that to me?
No, honestly, because I don't quite understand it myself. If someone in the chat can explain to either of us how you can have a short interest over 100%, more than the entirety of your shares outstanding are sold short, I guess they're borrowed against it. I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure. I'm sure there's some leverage involved there, but this is a wicked short squeeze. Wicked. That's all you can say.
Is that there's no other news?
No, the news was the other day. Was it Monday or Tuesday that the founder of Chewy and a couple of his executives are joining the board? Ryan Cohen he already had a stake, so he increased his stake. He joined the board, brought along his CMO, I think, from Chewy, and they're growing their e-commerce business. That was the news that was out yesterday or the day before that. There's nothing today specifically on Gamestop besides just,
Hey, Vintage, who I think is new here. I got some new language here. FTD, failures to borrow, were naked shorts. I mean, if you're short and you don't deliver, then I mean, I don't know what the short interest is.
Wait a minute. Naked shorting, no one still does that, right? No one. I thought that's illegal. No one does that unless I'm misinformed. But
you know what?
I thought that was illegal. I thought that was illegal.
You mark this down for Tim on Monday. Because this is a market structure.
Oh, wait, I can't. Question. I can't. No show on Monday. I can't do that.
Maybe we'll still do one.
Damn holidays got me again. All right, let's do some stocks. No, let's do one more on our list. Let's do Alibaba here. Like you said before we came on, Joel, it was just a messy chart. The news today is that they're not going to ban U.S. investors from investing in Alibaba. I guess there was like some fear that could happen, and now it's not. So that's worth a rally.
You know what? I'm just gonna, maybe off air, I'm gonna tighten up this 50% because I missed the high by a little bit and the low by a little bit. But just look at this area here. I mean, it's holding here. I mean, I at this point, I wouldn't bet against Alibaba. I would say, hey, it had this huge decline, attempted rebound, just consolidation. I'm definitely leaning more towards the long side than the short side in this one. No position, but you can continue to be short it. But I think that the longer that nothing bad happens, the more chance that this stock moves higher.
What are the odds that nothing bad's gonna happen? Something bad happens to this thing like every couple months. I feel like. So
it's had a big string. I mean, what's happened recently is definitely a little bit out of the ordinary. Like the Chinese government cracking down on their largest company. It's traded on a U.S. exchange.
Right. It's just every few months there's something else, whether it's regulation or whether it's like a Luckin Coffee. They hate all the Chinese stocks. On every few months, there's something else with this thing. But I am long it. I am long Alibaba via the KWeb ETF. Let's do some stocks from the chat. Let's look at Microsoft.
Mr. Softy, who's asking about that?
Why? Because it's so boring, right? Akash is asking about it's so boring. I know Microsoft. These mega caps are just the worst.
Oh my gosh. An actual stock with earnings and everything. If I had to give you one number, it'd be 217.
Okay.
Above 217, room to the upside. If it fails to crack and close above 217, I'm leaning to the downside. But it's kind of a messy chart here. It's a messy chart.
Well, on the daily, sure. The monthly looks... Yeah, okay, I see that. I see what you're talking about.
I'm just going back to... I mean, and this is another thing, too, that perhaps you should write an article on, Spencer.
Yeah.
How stocks have reacted from Vaccine Monday. Right?
Yeah.
When did this hit its all-time high?
Was it that day?
Yep.
Yeah. That's one of those days that you circle on the calendar and come back to. Like March 23rd of last year, that was the bottom. What was the day in November? November, it's like mid-November, right? The first
November
vaccine day?
9th.
November 9th?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
Yep.
that's one
And
of those
then we had a
days.
couple of other vaccine Mondays after that, but I can't.
Yeah.
But that price, I mean, that's where they just jacked the market. They ended up selling it off here. But there was a couple stocks that I was looking at. I don't know if I was just looking at them over the weekend. Uh, Vaccine Monday for American Airlines, it peaked, but almost filled the gap, and that's a lot higher. What else was I looking at for Vaccine Month? I can't remember when it comes up, but that's an important date. And to see where a stock is trading relative to that, maybe CCL. I bet you that's above it, right? Yep. Ooh, that's getting closer to it though. This is Vaccine Monday here, folks. So you can use that as a point. And then let's see, RCL. Uh, RCL is below Vaccine Monday high, so 70 looks big in that. But anyways, what else do you want to
All
cover?
right.
Mondays are closed. Come on, Frank. It's President's Day, right?
What? Yes.
Or
No.
Martin Luther King Day. Martin Luther King Day.
I can't even tell when you're serious anymore. Blair Fleming is asking about Virgin Galactic. I do wanted to bring this up here because I didn't hear about the Virgin Orbit news today, Blair. So I can't speak to that, but I can speak to the fact that this one also has a very high short interest. Again, that's always a moving target, so the numbers are, will differ depending on where you're looking up your information. But what I'm seeing right here is it's got like a 75% short interest. So a lot of people short the stock and they're getting squeezed.
Yeah, I mean, I still think you have a battle zone here, and the battle zone here for the bulls is all these lows here, and then your battle zone for the bears, they're trying to keep it from trying to fill the gap. So you're kind of edging up towards the area of that gap. I don't know, was that earnings or an offering or something? When you gap down from 34 to
Gosh.
that was an offering, right? Another
Yeah.
off. They seem to do an offering like every 2 weeks, right?
Yeah, that was probably an offering because they've done several of those.
Yeah. I don't know. You could see a lot of chop and slop in between here. So if it got near the top of this range, I would just make sure that it broke out to fill the gap. If it got up here, looking right instead of left, if it got up here around, 20, 27, 28, 29, and, didn't show the legs to get to 32, I'd be worried about it rolling over a little bit, and then also not to draw too many lines on the chart. But this is actually valid. Oh, you got your 50% zone right in there too. So there you go. You want to see space get 28, 29, close above there, get up to fill 32, and then get up to that 38.
Let's do one or two more here. MSOS. This is my best call from last year that, of course, I didn't buy. Why would I take my own advice? But MSOS is the cannabis ETF that only buys or holds U.S. listed cannabis companies. So that means them don't on the actually none of them I think trade on the exchanges. They're all over the counter right now.
I mean, I think you
You
just
any
have to
levels?
look at the components in this one. I mean, what negative thing can you say about this chart? I would
Nothing.
I would just keep an eye. I mean, if
Nothing.
you're really worried about this one on the long side, just keep track of the daily highs and the daily lows, or not the lows so much, but the closes, and then see what happens. You had a pair of closes at 43.14 and 43.10 from Monday and Tuesday. You held that off the open, and then it was straight up. So I would just look at today's close, 45, or well, we still have another minute, but wherever today's close, and it's also closing right near the high. So perhaps follow through on the upside, but those are a couple good numbers for you for
All right,
tomorrow. S&Ps
Mitch.
seem to lose a little bit of momentum here. We did not balances, but we seem to just taper off here on the close. But still a good day. Not an all-time
Yeah.
closing high, but we are probably going to have our second all-time closing high today if we can end up right in this area.
Mitch just let me know that I guess ARK Invest filed for a space exploration ETF. That doesn't mean necessarily that they're going to launch the fund, but I guess they probably will. That's not great for me probably because I have a very small piece of UFO. I got like a very small piece of UFO, which is the space ETF that
Sure.
we've had Andrew China on our show. So I'm not sure how I feel about
You know what?
another
Maybe we should
space
track
ETF.
him down. And also, who's the guy that has the Robo Globo?
Yeah, it's hard to say. Robo Global, Bill Studebaker.
Yeah, I
We
know he's
should,
out on the West Coast, but maybe we should try and
yeah.
track him down too.
All right, smash that like button. There we go. We appreciate that. Everyone here in our chat, both on YouTube and on Benzinga.com, and also on Benzinga Pro. Thanks to all the participation, all the comments, all the likes, all the questions. Thank you. Without you, we'd be talking to ourselves, which was fun, but not quite as fun. So that'll be a wrap for us. We are closed, I guess, for the regular session, still going in the S&P futures. And, of course, after our session goes till 8 p.m.
Who's our guest tomorrow?
Buck Andrews will be back and with a improved technical setup, we believe. So that'll be the guest on tomorrow's show. Everyone have a great rest of your day. Good luck if you are still trading. Watch yourself out there, and we'll talk to you tomorrow morning.